Well, welcome, my fellow travelers. Your traveling buddy here, coming to you from my home. And you know, as you've watched my videos and stuff like that, I'm a proud Michigander. That's what we call ourselves here in Michigan. We call ourselves the Michiganders. But did you know something? I just recently found this out. Did you know at one time it was frowned upon as calling us Michiganders? There was actually a time where they hated being called Michiganders because of one person, and you'll never believe who this person was that quoted us as Michiganders and made it almost like a swear word, you know, calling us Michiganders. So let me tell you the story of how we became Michiganders. Okay, Michigander or Michiganian are official dominions of natives of residents of the U.S. state of Michigan. Less common alternatives included Michigander, Michiganette, Michiganis, and Michigaline. While governors Jim Blanchard, John Engler, and Jennifer Granholm used Michiganian, more recent governors Rick Snyder and Gretchen Whitmore have used Michigander. A 2011 poll indicated 58% of Michigan residents preferred Michigander, compared to 12% of Michiganians, with 12% having no preference and 11% not liking either term. In 2017, as part of an unanimous bill to modernize the legislation establishing the Michigan Historical Commission, the state legislature changed the reference from Michiganian to Michigander, and particularly endorsing the later term. The federal government continues to use Michiganian. Residents of the Upper Peninsula typically refer themselves as Upers, a formation derived from the initials UP. Either instead or in addition to a state dominion, they sometimes refer to residents of the Lower Peninsula who live below the bridge between the peninsula as trolls, but this term is rarely self-applied. Michiganian is the term used for the state's citizens of the collections of the Michigan Pioneer and Historical Society since the 1870s. Michigander is considered provocative by some due to the circumstances under which the term was popularized, but others perceive no such negative connection, even though the term was in use by 1820. It was nevertheless commonly been attributed to Abraham Lincoln, who popularized it when he was a Whig representative in Congress. On July 27, 1848, Lincoln made a speech against Lewis Cass, who had been a long-time governor of the Michigan Territory. Cass was then running for president on a popular solitary platform that would have it led states that were conjured in the American War decide whether to the legislative salary. Lincoln accused the Democrats of campaigning on the former President Andrew Jackson's coattails by extracting their military accommodation. Lincoln thus stressed the gander element of the word to make Cass sound foolish like a goose. Despite that, Michigan voters would go on to favor Lincoln for president twice in 1860 and 1864. So there you go, my fellow travelers. There's the story of how we became Michiganders. I know this isn't going to be very long. It says I found this out on, once again, 99.1. He posted that on his thing. That's how, really, I never knew that. Now, there is some controversy on it. They say Abraham Lincoln popularized it, but it does say here the term popped up in newspapers pre-1848. One of these appearances occurred in the Hampshire Gazette in 1838, another in 1842 in the Bellows Falls Gazette, which referred to several U.S. state residents as Vermonters, take it's Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Michiganders. You know. So yeah, I mean there's a little controversy on it, but like I said, I never knew at one time it was kind of frowned upon, calling us Michiganders, you know, calling us a goose, I guess, you know, by Abraham Lincoln, and it said. But it's taken off, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere you go, we call ourselves Michiganders, you know. This is a good friend, you know, started this channel. Follow him, Michigander man. You a big goose? Have to mess with him. He's a big goose. But yeah, you know, that's how it came to be. I never knew that till 99.1. You know, told me about that, so I figured I'd share that with all of you. You know, how we became Michiganders. And I think it's funny how Yoopers call us, well, they used to call us trolls. I've never really heard that before either. I've heard of Yoopers. Yoopers are basically Michigan residents too, but they're in the UP. That's why they call themselves Yoopers. I've always heard that one. Just never knew the Michigander, how it came to be. You know, it's interesting. You know, you look up in your own state, you never know. You might have a nickname that you guys call yourself that might have been not very nice. You know, I've heard of some other ones. I can't think of them right offhand that started out being, you know, bad. But, you know, they ended up being, you know, taken off. Like I said, everywhere we go, you can go into shops, see t-shirts and hats and all kinds of stuff saying I'm a true Michigander. So there you go. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Share me out. Share me out on all social media. Tell your friends. Tell your family about me, so I can continue traveling and telling you stories like this. Also, leave me a comment. Any comments appreciated. Any ideas for me to do? Let me know. I just might show up and do it. So until the next time, my fellow travelers, I'll see you around the mitten.